Today's discussion is from Kothari Commission MCQ question. The proper age for the admission of the children in primary school, pre-primary school is, as I think, 3.5 years. 1A, yes, this is 3.5 years. One of the objectives of education is to conserve scientific and democratic attitude is given in the National Policy of Education 2AB, right? National Policy of Education. Yes, per committee, no. Establishment of diet was the recommendation of Education Commission 1966, University Education Commission 1948-49, Secondary Education Commission, National Policy of Education. Establishment of diet by 1986, National Policy of Education 3D. No, yes. National Policy of Education 3D. Next, establishment of UGC, NCRD, NIEP, AICT, etc. Where the recommendation of 4A, Kothari Commission. No. 4B, National Curriculum Framework. No. National Policy of Education. Yes, National Policy of Education. The National Policy on Education 1986 recognized that the empowerment of women is the most important precondition for participation of girls and women in the education process. What program did it launch in 1988? Again, the National Policy on Education 1986 recognized that the empowerment of women is the most important precondition for participation of girls and women in the educational process. For what program did it launch in 1988? In 5A, Mahila Samakhya program. Mahila Samakhya program. Okay. Next questions. Who chaired the Kothari Commission? DS Kothari, obviously DS Kothari. Next, the Kothari Commission was appointed by the Indian government in 1960 under the chairmanship of DS Kothari, renowned physicist and educationist. When was the Kothari Commission established? Very important question. 1948, 64, 76. Obviously, this is 64. Recommended was established 1964 to review and recommend a national education policy. Okay. Next question. Question number 3. What was the primary objective of the Kothari Commission? To promote vocational education, universalize elementary education, to establish national university, to develop a coherent education policy for India. Coherent education policy. To develop a coherent education policy is the answer. Kothari Commission's first role was to formulate a comprehensive and unified education that is coherent and is called Unified Education Policy for India. Coherent education policy means Susangato Shikkha Niti. What was the recommendation structure of education proposed by Kothari? 10-2-3, 10-3-2, 10-2-3, as I think will be 10-2-3. The Kothari Commission recommended 10 plus 2 plus 3 structure for Indian education, meaning 10 years for general, followed by 2 years of pre-university education and 3 years of higher secondary education. And the question number 5 here. Question number 5 is primary commission's emphasis on higher education. What is the Kothari's emphasis on higher education? Primarily for social transformation, exclusively for academic research, mainly for employment opportunities, both for social transformation and employment opportunities. So the answer is both for social transformation and employment opportunities. The Kothari Commission emphasized the higher education shouldn't only serve the needs of industry and other sectors, but also contribute to social transformation. Question number 6. What is the significance of the Kothari Commission's recommendations? Significance. They were fully implemented without any modification. They were largely ignored by government. Therefore, they formed the basis of subsequent education policy. In India, they were criticized as being too idealistic. No, they formed the basis of subsequent education policies in India. The Commission's recommendations have had a significant influence on Indian education policy and have been used as a foundation for subsequent reforms. What was the Kothari Commission's approach to vocational education? It recommended a complete separation from the general education. It recommended a complete separation. No, it suggested integrating vocational education training into the general education system. Yes, it emphasized vocational education only lower class to know. It ignored vocational education entirely. No. The answer is suggested integrating vocational training into the general education system. The Kothari Commission advocated for a more integrated approach to vocational education where vocational training would be incorporated into the general education curriculum. What was the Kothari Commission's stance on the medium of instruction? কোঠারি কমিশনের অবস্থান স্ট্যান্স মিন্স অবস্থান কি ছিল medium of instruction it strongly supported English and it recommended regional language as the medium of instruction is B. It says a bilingual approach. হ্যাঁ সবচেয়ে বড় কথা bilingual approach এর কথা বলেছে with both English and regional language. এটা আরো কারেক্ট হলো. It didn't address the issue for the medium of no. It suggested a bilingual approach with both English and regional languages being used. Kothari Commission proposed a bilingual approach where both English and regional language would be used as a medium of instructions, especially in higher education. Next question. What was the Kothari Commission's emphasis on teacher education? Separate university for teacher education suggested that teacher education should be integrated into general universities, ignored the issues of teacher education, emphasized the importance of teacher training but didn't provide specific. No, suggested that teacher education should be integrated into general universities. The Kothari Commission believed that the teacher education should be an integral part of general university education to ensure the quality of teachers. Next, what was the Kothari Commission's approach to women's education? It ignored the issue. It recommended special measures to promote women's. Yes, it is. Recommend special measures. Women's education should be limited to domestic skill. No. It opposed the education of India. No. So it have special measures to promote. Next question 11. What was the Kothari Commission recommendations regarding the establishment of national university? Kothari Commission's recommendation regarding establishment national is he opposed the idea of national university. No, it suggested the establishment of single national university. No, it recommended the establishment of multiple. Yeah, it recommended multiple national universities. Commission believed that multiple national university would be beneficial for promoting higher education and research in India. Question number 12. What was the Kothari Commission's view on the role of University Grant Commission UGC? Recommends abolishing UGC, expanding the UGC's power and functions, criticized the UGC being for being ineffective and ignored the issue of it suggested expanding the UGC's power and functions. Kothari Commission believed that UGC should play a more active role in promoting higher education and ensuring quality standards. Question number 13. Question number 13. What was the Commission's emphasis on adult education? It ignored issue of adult education, recommended a separate Ministry of Adult Education, suggested integrating adult education into the general opposed idea of adult education. Issue idea ignored. It suggested integrating adult education into general education. Next question number 14. What was the Kothari Commission's approach to distance education? Opposed the idea of distance, ignored the issue of distance, recommended establishing a separate university of distance education. It suggested integrating distance education into existing university. Separate university না, existing university তে integrate করার কথা বলা হয়েছে। Effectively integrated into existing university to reach wider populations. এবং তার জন্যই আমরা সেটা করতে পারলাম। So distance learning is recommended by the Kothari Commission, integrating distance education into the existing universities. So today's last question. Kothari Commission's emphasis on educational research ignored the issue of education, recommended establishing separate research institution. No, it suggested integrating educational research into universities. So this is all for today. The question answer part from Kothari Commission.